G'day, and welcome back to Patio Down Under.
Patio Down Under, that's right.
Season 2, Episode 2.
2, yes.
Yeah.
We're on track with knowing what episode it is.
Yeah, well,
Last season we kept losing ourselves.
But now we are.
Yeah.
Yes. So here we are. We're back again. Before we start, I just want to mention our email, patiodownunder@gmail.com. If you guys have any stories, any opinions, any updates on what's happening in Patio or Thailand or anything, feel free to drop us a line. We've also mentioned before, any of you guys have any stories or experiences, we can also tee up a phone call. I don't know, we could even, if time doesn't suit, I guess we could try and pre-record a call or a conversation and put it on there. But we're pretty flexible. If you guys anyone wants to call up and have a chat about something, live on air, live recording, just drop us an email. And otherwise, if you've got a story you'd like us to read out, we'll keep your anonymity. Is that the right word?
Anonymity, yeah.
You'll remain anonymous.
Yes.
Just say, like as I said, we want to keep this channel going, but we are running out of ideas. We've pretty much covered off Patio in general. We've got the rest of our holiday.
Still got a few stories to go.
Yeah, the rest of our holiday to discuss, which is probably another good 2 or 3 episodes worth. And we will organise a caller as well. But yeah, look, we'll eventually run out of stuff, so we need your guys' help to keep this channel going. Steve-O.
Yes.
Sorry, did I scare you?
Yeah, a little bit. I was looking at our notes, which we've actually got for a change.
How's this cold Melbourne weather treating you?
Yeah, it's when we first came back, was
it a welcome change?
It was, because it was so hot over there that when we came back, even about the last recording we did, I'd actually gone out for breakfast that morning, and I wore shorts and a t-shirt to breakfast. And everyone was looking at me like I'm nuts. Yeah. But I was just soaking up that cool air. I was just enjoying it. Yeah. But this week after now, this week that passed, I'm back into long pants and everything. Now cold.
Yeah. But it's getting fucking colder too.
So I'm feeling the cold now. Whereas at first I was like enjoying it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it is cold now.
Yeah.
As opposed to it was hot before.
Yes.
And I'm still talking to a few people over there, and they're still saying it's still bloody hot. So there's it hasn't cooled down yet. They're all waiting for winter.
Well, what are we? We're still in May, so I think in a week or so
it's meant to cool down.
Yeah, one of the guys we met up there posted something on Facebook. I think you saw it with the thunderstorm and that.
Yeah,
so I think the cool weather's coming. Yeah,
it's still hot.
Yeah.
But the cool weather will come.
Well, hang on. It's always fucking hot.
Yeah,
it's never cold.
Yeah. And what's like when we went in December that time, and it was, as far as they were concerned, it was cool weather. Yeah. But it was still 24 degrees.
Yeah. Well, you could walk around comfortably in shorts, t-shirts. So
yeah, for us it was warm.
Yeah. There you go. So
but that was good.
Anyway, let's kick off this episode. We learnt last time we spoke. We landed in Kanchanaburi. Ready for our Anzac Day experience.
Yep. I can't remember how we finished off, but I do.
I think we just discussed travelling to Kanchanaburi and arriving in Kanchanaburi. That was it. So we
hadn't talked about anything.
Yeah, we
touched on briefly some of the things we're going to talk about, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But so we arrived in Kanchanaburi. Did we check straight into our hotel? I think we did.
Yeah.
So we as we mentioned, we had a hire car. So that was good. We had the flexibility of having a car. And we checked into the Hotel Bridge Residence. Was it called? Kanchanaburi. I think Hotel Bridge Residence. Yep, that's it.
What was the other one called? The other one was called Kwai something Bridge, wasn't it?
That was. Let me check my notes. That was Home Futui.
That's it.
River Kwai.
Yeah, Home Futui River Kwai. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Home Futui River Kwai, but it was that's the one. No, that's right. Yeah, that was Bridge Residence was the one in actual Kanchanaburi where we went to the bar. Yeah.
So we checked in the hotel, and I think checked in. What did we do? We went for a bit of a swim in the pool. The pool.
Did we go for a swim first, or did we go for a walk? No, we went for a swim first,
for a
didn't we?
swim. First thing
Yeah,
to do
'cause we
was
were
go for a
hot.
swim,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were hot.
Yeah.
We went for a swim first, and then we had a shower, and then we went for a walk, and we went to. We had dinner at that.
No, we went for a walk. Remember, first we went down to the bridge, the bridge over the River Kwai. Remember?
Was that the first night?
That was the first day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That was the.
Not over the railway bridge. No.
Oh no, that was the next.
That was the next day.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that day we went. We went for a walk up the road to see where those bars were.
Yep.
And we on Anzac Day we went to the Aussie Rules bar, but that day we went to another bar that you actually went to.
Yeah, that was
with your mates the first time you went.
That was called. Yep, I'll look for it. Yeah,
It was another bar, and we ate there. And then we went up to the Aussie Rules bar and had a drink.
Oh, that's right, and that's where we met. That's right. So they.
And we saw the guys there. We saw those guys.
We met some guys, some Aussie expats.
Yes.
Who will come up later on.
Yes.
In this story. Great, absolute, like a fucking great bunch of blokes.
Oh, it was. They enhanced our trip a lot.
They definitely helped our experience. They were really.
And
good
if they
guys.
ever do listen to this, boys, mate, great time spending with you.
It's funny because when on our first meeting we discovered that we had a mutual friend back in Melbourne.
That's right.
And that kind of thing, when you're far from home, that kind of thing, like
you latch, don't
you
you?
make a connection straight away, and you kind of know that, you know what, if they're mates with this guy and I'm mates with this guy, then we're mates. We're like-minded people.
Yes, that's right.
So
and we found out that we were.
So we clicked straight away, and then it was and then I think it was probably our second last day there. Just having a conversation with another one of the guys, and it turns out we have another mutual friend.
Right, yes.
And we're like, this is unbelievable. And again, as I said, you make that connection, but we'd already connected with these guys. We'd had a few by that time we'd had
we were good mates by that stage. We were watching the football that day together.
That's right.
When that second bloke.
That was our last night there. Our last night.
No,
it was a Friday night. Correct. It was Friday night. Footy was on Friday night, and we left on the Saturday. We came back to Melbourne on the Saturday.
Yes, we went out and had steak dinner that night. And
anyway, that's our patio talk. So anyway, we met these guys, and great bunch of blokes, really good guys, and so had a few beers.
There's more. These guys will come up in the story a few times. So
I think we'll keep them anonymous.
Yes, that's right. but there were some guys anyway.
Yeah, but they were got talking.
So we had a few drinks with them.
Yeah, got talking to them, and they just to confirm, they're expats living in Pattaya.
Yes,
but they'd come up for Anzac Day as well
into Kanchanaburi. That's right.
Just a reminder, we mentioned this before, but if for some reason you've just tuned into this one episode, Anzac Day here in Australia, a bit like Memorial Day or Veterans Day or Armistice Day, November 11th. It's a pretty special date in the calendar of Australian and New Zealand armed forces. It dates back in 1915. No, it was at 9. I'm not sure. 1915. Not sure the year. I think it was 1915.
And if you don't know what ANZAC stands for, it's the Australian New Zealand Army Corps.
Yeah. So the Australians and the New Zealand Armed Forces invaded is the word, I guess. Anzac Cove. Well, that's called Anzac Cove now. I'm not sure. Anyway, a beach in Turkey, and it was Jesus, I should do my homework.
Well, you know what? If you're not sure, if you don't know about it, look it up on Google. There's so much information.
Yeah. So anyway, that's basically where Anzac Days originated from. But it's a public holiday here in Australia, and it's pretty special day in our Defence Force calendar. It's probably bigger than the November 11th, I reckon.
We've been celebrating this we forever.
And the celebrations, we have.
Well, I shouldn't say celebrate. It's more of a remembrance.
Remembrance, yeah. And we have a dawn service, so at 6 a.m. When the sun comes up, we do a minute's silence, and stories are told and of past battles and stuff like that. So that's a pretty special day to us. So we travelled to Kanchanaburi, where they have
a dawn service.
It's actually conducted and by the Australian government.
Yep.
Down at Hellfire Pass. Some of you may know it. It's a section of the Burmese railway that was dug out by
And
by the
Australians,
by
the
POWs,
Burmese,
yeah.
the English, the Americans, a whole.
Yeah.
I do have a photo of all those involved.
The Dutch. There was the Dutch.
Yep, I'll grab the photo out.
I think mainly
because
Dutch, British.
I'd like to mention who was there because I didn't know how many people were
I think
involved in that, if you know what I mean.
You have a look, but I'm pretty sure there was Australians, Dutch, English, Burmese, Thai.
No, not Thai.
Oh, not Thai.
No.
Burmese.
No. So it was the Malay, Burmese, British, Javanese, Australian, Dutch, Chinese, Singapore, American, Armenese, and Japanese.
Yeah.
And Koreans. No Thais are mentioned in that list.
Okay, right.
But these are because it was on Thai territory. So it wasn't, this was about others that had died there.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read the numbers just so if anyone's interested?
Yeah, go on. Read the numbers.
So what I did was we weren't meant to take photos in this place, so I apologise if anyone who's listening thinking you shouldn't have. But
did you?
I took one photo.
Wow.
Only because this information, I don't know where else to find it. I don't know if it's something accessible.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But it shows the nationalities of the people that were there during the build of the rail. And it shows how many, because the Japanese call them employed people.
Yeah. But they're POWs.
But most of them are POWs.
Yeah.
There were some, especially the Malays, that were told, come and work for us.
Yeah.
And once they were there, they got caught up with what was going on.
Yeah.
The Malaysians, there were 75,000 Malaysians that were employed.
Yeah.
We'll call it that. 42,000 died.
Yeah.
The Burmese, 90,000 and 40,000 died. The British, 30,000, 7,000 died. The Javanese, 7,500, 2,900 died. The Australians, 13,000, 2,800 died. The Dutch was 17,000 and 3,000. The Chinese was 5,200 and 500 died. The Americans, 686 and 131 died. The Armenese were 225 died. And the Japanese and Koreans, 15,000 employed and 1,000 died.
Okay.
So it's a lot of people sacrificed.
Interesting about the Japanese, because obviously they were overseeing the whole thing. So I wonder if they were accidental deaths and that kind of thing.
It is considering what
because all the POWs, obviously they were malnourished and mistreated and infection and weren't treated. Didn't have the medical attention required, and a lot of them died from just infections and stuff like that. So
out of 15,000, 1,000 is quite a high number when you consider it, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that is really.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's wartime. We don't know. Maybe they went on. Maybe being there was some attacks in certain places.
Well, that's what I mean. Maybe they may be, like bombings and stuff from the Allies. I don't know. Anyway.
So there you go.
So that's what the significance of Kanchanaburi. They have through the cutting where they dug out the railway. They have a shrine. And they conduct the dawn service there, as they do here in Melbourne and all over Australia. All over Australia, I should
and
say,
New Zealand.
And New Zealand, yeah, of course. So that was the reason. That was the purpose of the trip. So we met these guys this day, and they were up there for the same reason. It's a really good vibe up there. Really good vibe. I remember walking the streets of Kanchanaburi, and the Thai hawkers are trying to sell you stuff, and they know why we're there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, remember they call it, you're Australian.
You're Australian. You're here for Anzac Day.
Yeah. So they know.
Wow, you're a genius, mate.
They know how to target the market there.
Yeah,
they
that's
know
right.
what they're talking about. That was, but that was a pretty relaxed day. I think we just we went back and tubbed up after having a few beers and walked across the bridge and had dinner on the river at that little restaurant.
That's right. That was the night we did that, and then we didn't quite eat enough, I think. And then we went to that other restaurant, didn't we?
Yes, that's right. We did. We went because as we crossed the bridge to the left. So, how can I explain what part of Kanchanaburi is? So it was just around the bridge that crosses. This isn't the bridge.
No.
The tourist bridge. This is just another bridge that crosses the river. And it was around the corner from a hotel. So I said to Steve-O, I know there's a few restaurants on the river and they're across the bridge. So we've crossed the bridge. As we're crossing, there was this beautiful new resort type accommodation on the left.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I took a photo of that.
That was new. Obviously I was there years ago, but that was new. And then to the right was a couple of little restaurants. So we sat down, had a meal, and
the That one you're talking about was called the Rain Tree Boutique.
Yeah, nice. It was a nice place.
And opposite that was a little,
Yeah,
very small little restaurant. But
that-
we didn't go there straight
no,
away.
That Rain Tree Boutique backed onto the river, so you could walk out your hotel room and walk up to the river.
Yeah. Really nice, mind
nice,
you. If
yeah.
anyone goes to Kanchanaburi and you want to stay somewhere, go to the Rain Tree Boutique and tell us what it's
Consider that.
like,
Yeah, it's
because
nice.
it's brand new.
Yep.
They got bathtubs outside of the
there are bathtubs out in the balcony.
at the
Yeah,
balcony,
that's right. Yeah, nice.
and yes, there's a walkway that goes right out, and there's a big pool there,
Yeah.
and you can just see the river. So you
Yeah.
can be sitting in your pool looking at the river.
Yeah, it's nice, really nice. Yeah, so we had dinner. Dinner was okay. It was nice. It was, as you'd expect.
There was about 25 tables, and only two tables were taken.
So, but because I remember last time I was there were a lot of restaurants on the river and that. But silly me, but we were just. That was our first night there. We weren't really looking at having.
I wasn't. I was still good.
Yeah, but there are nicer restaurants
On the other side, where we
next to the bridge on the River Kwai, the tourist bridge. There's a lot of nice restaurants there, but we never got there. We just went to that one.
Yeah.
But we left and we were still a bit hungry, so there was a pizza
thing.
Well, it had everything really in it.
Yeah, it was a normal-
burgers. It was a more westernised restaurant,
right, yeah.
so we went and had pizza as well because the Thai food didn't quite fill us up.
and how was your greeting there from the girl?
Oh, she was very friendly. Fucking hell!
You asked her a question.
Crack a smile, will ya?
She asked you something, and you answered, and she didn't understand, and it was
She just grunted, didn't she?
It was just this, huh?
Huh?
It was like, what? What just happened?
So anyway, that was that. That was
Yeah, then we tried to come back over the bridge. We thought we'll go on the bridge, and there was another part of the bridge we thought would go on.
It was like
which really wasn't.
Might have been like an older bridge, and it was.
But it went down.
It was
to a
lower.
house. It was like there was like a set of houses down there or something.
Yeah, it was like a little group of houses down there. So I said to Steve, "Oh, we'll go down here. What's down here?" And it's right next to the big bridge, but there's no lights or anything. We get 3/4 of the way down, and there's a group of soy dogs start coming towards us, barking, and I go,
not really. Let's go back.
So we fucked off, went all the way back, 3/4 of the way back,
Went back on the
got on the
bridge.
main bridge.
And as we came across, those same dogs came across to attack us.
Yeah, so we've
jumped
crossed
the fence.
because I actually was recently bitten by a dog back here in Melbourne, so all of a sudden I've got this phobia of dogs, especially over there. God knows what diseases they're carrying.
Correct. So we jumped over the rail.
Then we've crossed the road, then jumped over the guardrail, and there's a Thai bloke on his bike, motorbike,
laughing.
laughing at us, and he's sort of on his bike as he's cruising past. He's yelling out something in Thai and telling, and you could see he's motioning,
Saying, kick the
fucking
bastards.
dogs.
Yeah, kick them.
So yeah, we went back to our hotel, had an early night. I don't think we got stuck into the booze.
Not that night. No, we had a few, but not many.
Yeah.
I think we went back to the pool again.
We may have, yeah.
Yes, we did go back to the pool again. Then
that was pretty late at night though, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went to the pool again.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we went to the pool again. It was... Yeah, we went to the pool again. Those two English guys were in the pool.
No, that was during the day.
Was it?
Yeah, that was in the daytime. Those two English blokes were there.
Oh, right. I'm sure we went again. I remember going to the pool nearly every night we were there.
Yeah, but we'd been in the pool already, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe.
We made a point of going in that pool. It was a nice pool. It was actually covered.
It was undercover.
It was undercover.
So even when the sun was coming across, you could still sit in spots where there was no sun on your face. So
it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then
so that was a day. That was our day of arrival, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ada found out that the showers aren't designed for tall people.
We should put that photo on.
That
TikTok.
is funny. He went up to the shower and and I got to take a photo. He just stood there.
The shower head seriously came up probably to about my chin. Yeah, Now, to be fair, I'm 6'2", but still, fuck me.
He did watch. I said, I got to take a photo.
Obviously, the Thai bloke that built that shower was like, yeah, that's high enough. Yeah, she'll be right. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, so that was that. So next day we drove.
No, we got up.
We did the museum.
We drove down to the bridge on the River Kwai. Walked across the bridge. We took some photos.
Yes, and we took the and we haven't mentioned this in the last episode, but I did have my 360 camera, and I did have my 3D camera.
Yep.
The 3D cameras, unfortunately, I don't know.
It's time for me to tune out now. We're talking tech stuff.
The 3D camera, I didn't set it to auto. I set it to another mode because I wanted to make sure I captured the lighting correctly, but somehow
lighting's important.
I didn't have a tripod, and so because of the settings I had, and because it's not really a high tech camera, it's a very basic one. A lot of the pictures came out blurry. So there was only out of the 15 photos I took that day, there's about 3 that weren't blurry.
Devastating news.
It was very devastating for me. But the 360 camera,
Who's old mate that emailed us about all the tech stuff? What's his name?
oh, geez.
John?
John, was it?
Ben?
I can't
Brian?
remember. It's been too long now.
Anyway,
I'll have
yeah.
to dig it up and
Yeah.
I will send him the 3 photos. I will, if you're listening, I will send you the 3 photos because I know you're interested. I'll have to read back on his email to find out how he wanted those photos. So
Yep.
I might just send him as a side by side, and he can convert them to anaglyph, whatever he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I suggest not. But anyway,
Who's Anaglyph?
it's a different story. Mate.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't remember meeting her.
That's for a different podcast, mate.
Okay, right.
But the 360, I have to say, worked out really well. I was really happy with the 360. I'm going to have to work out how to put that up on YouTube or something so people can see the walk that we did across the bridge.
Yeah.
And if you've got a VR headset of some sort, we've tried it out. I've got a small little VR headset. We tried it out, and it was I was wrapped. I was wrapped. You actually felt like you were walking across the bridge.
Yeah.
So it's really good. So I will get that up somehow once I work out how to export it all properly and do it all right. And so we did the bridge walk.
Walked across the bridge, took some cool photos. Really nice. It's a nice spot there.
Did I buy the hat before or after?
I can't remember.
And we met that little old lady. We bought our glasses.
After, I think.
And she was so nice, and she was so happy that we came to her stand, and she gave us a free postcard each.
Yeah, she gave us. She's
a lovely little old lady. She
just is the epitome of what Thailand's about.
Yeah,
that lady.
yeah,
She went like dealing with her, and I just thought, this is why I love these people.
Yeah, she was so nice,
so
wasn't
nice,
she?
so friendly,
and so
smiled.
appreciative of us.
Yeah,
just even coming to the stand.
Yeah, she was fantastic. Like I said, she's the epitome of what that place is about. She was just.
So I gave her a decent tip. And she couldn't.
Did you give her your tip?
Yeah, I gave her a tip.
Oh, okay.
And she was she couldn't stop putting her hands together and like doing that praying
way.
The way.
Yeah.
Just she was so happy. So it was good. It was good to make her day. She was very grateful.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. No, that was.
So then we walked across the bridge. A lot of people when we walked right across and went right to the end where we went back onto ground. A lot of people stopped before that and walked down the stairs and didn't complete it because I will say from where those stairs are to going to the end, it looked a bit rickety.
Yes, it was very narrow.
It was. And I could see why people stopped because they had these steel plates to sit between the what are they called, the sleepers?
Yeah.
So that you could walk on them.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't screwed in, and some were.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't see any missing. So I'm assuming that there was something else holding them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the bridge is rickety. I'd probably just say not
it looks
properly maintained.
It just looks.
It is safe because you can walk from one end of the river to the other side of the river, and you can get off.
Yes,
but Steve-O and I, but the bridge does continue. The bridge does continue in a sense. It's still up on stilts before it gets to solid ground. Yeah,
correct.
And we walked all the way,
to the solid ground, and we took some photos in a little hut that was sitting at the end there.
Yeah.
And then we walked back again, and that's when I did the 360. So we walked up just to experience it ourselves, and then we filmed it coming back.
Yeah.
And that was good. It was a good experience. And then after that,
so next to that bridge, not far from the bridge, there is a museum, the Jeeth Museum.
Yes.
It won't go into too much detail. It's a museum, old guns, that we used during the war and that kind of stuff. All what's the word? Dioramas of campsites and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff you'd see in museums. But I will say about that museum. So you have the Jeeth Museum, Jeath, and then you have the Death Railway Museum, which is out near the cemetery. Now the Jeeth Museum, very Japan centric. Is that how you say it?
That'd be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's so. What
he's trying to say is that it was more. Leaning towards what the Japanese were experiencing.
Yeah, if a museum's about telling a story, this was Japan's side of the story.
That's right.
Basically.
And it did feel that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely. It did feel that way. And there was some interesting stuff that we saw. One thing I will say, which I thought I sort of had a bit of a chuckle because it was just too much detail, was that they had those wooden carvings of men carrying each other.
Oh, yep.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, yep. I got photos of it.
And to the point where the men, like they, made the men out of the wood carvings, and they were wearing just a bit of cloth.
A loincloth,
loincloth. And behind the loincloth they actually made sure that there was a pair of testicles hanging down.
Well, there were no non-binaries there.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's right. And I thought that's probably more detail than they need to put. It was just, I just thought, really, you got to put the testicles there? I
Yeah.
thought,
Oh, well.
they're skinny men, and they've not been eating much. And
What about
mistreated.
that mural? You walk in that little room, there was a mural.
Oh yeah,
And there's
all these naked.
these naked people. I don't know if what I did. It was a lot of it was in Thai. I didn't understand what
Is
it was about.
that room I didn't quite understand.
But there are paintings of semi-naked. Everyone's got loincloths, but the women are topless. So there's women. There's
no, there was two of the images on the far were just when you were walking out, they were fully naked.
Oh, were they? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
right. Okay, yeah. But there was just a picture of a guy sitting on a rock. Part of the mural was a guy sitting on a rock next to a woman, and he's just reaching out and
grabbing her nipple.
tweaking her nipple. It's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
what's
What is this? What is that?
I actually got
depicting?
video of it. It's fucking hilarious.
What
But
is that depicting?
Yeah, it was
confusing, wasn't it?
Don't know. But
Yeah.
anyway, I guess you're in Kanchanaburi, so it's worth a visit. But then hopped in our car and off we went to the cemetery.
The cemetery. Now, the cemetery was a very moving experience.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah, and beautiful too. You walk through that cemetery as you step
maintained.
into it. It's just beautiful lawns, maintained lawns.
I walked in there and I felt that there was respect.
Yeah.
Because these fallen soldiers had been given a great place to rest in.
Yeah,
and the way it was maintained.
Well, again, it's maintained
by
and
the
funded by the
Aussies,
Australian government,
So
and I think New Zealand government as well.
It was just outstanding. But the moving part was you walk around and you just see these names, and they've got an age, and I think some of them had like what. I'm not sure what you call it, what the title, I guess, corporal or whatever it was.
Their rank.
The rank, sorry, yeah. Some of them so young, and I was actually a little bit surprised. There was some guys there that were in their 40s and 50s who had done more than one tour.
Well, no, it was there was one guy we saw 50. He'd fought in the First World War, and then died in the Second World War.
Yeah, and I just thought that's incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I guess we have guys doing that in this day and age, but when it's two of the biggest wars the world's ever seen, it's
and you've
pretty
been
amazing.
in both. And it did say on that thing that he put his hand up. It wasn't that.
He volunteered.
He volunteered. So that was so there was some sort of sad things to read.
A lot of 18-year-olds.
There was a lot of
And like I
18-year-olds.
say, were they 18?
Yeah,
A lot of them.
we don't know.
Back in those days, a lot of them lied about their age.
Just because they wanted to do the right thing.
Well, do the right thing, but also that they were sold lies. They were sold many a lies about visiting foreign countries and exotic lands and that sort of thing, and all they did was spend their time in fucking muddy trenches, freezing cold, boiling hot, fucking mates dying. Anyway, that's war. Anyway,
so that was one thing that I was.
Someone hasn't turned their phone to fucking silent again.
Anyway,
17 episodes on.
Anyway, you live and learn, don't you?
Yeah, well, you think so, yeah.
I'm still living anyway.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of an experience, and
beautiful, like the cemetery is beautiful. You just step in there, and it's just you just feel overwhelmed. I don't know, all flood of emotions, overwhelmed, sense of respect, serenity. All these the ways to describe it. Yeah, it's pretty moving.
If you ever go and because we will talk about the actual dawn service itself, and if you think it's too much for you, because we will describe a little bit about it. If you don't go because you think it's too much, do go and visit the cemetery. And pay your respects, and you will. You'll be glad you did. But we did, and it was. I'm glad I did. It was a great thing to do. And then we went to the Rail Museum, and again, as I was saying, that it was the
western,
the western,
the western part of the story,
and that's when you see the other side of it, and so it's good to go see both museums. I'm glad I did, because you see one way and then you see the other way.
Yep.
And knowing always this way, because we come from a country that we always remember the Anzacs, to see that side and then see the opposite side. It's good education, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So the Rail Museum was good. We bumped into the one of the guys that we met originally.
Upstairs,
in the museum upstairs.
Yep.
And then we left the museum, and
So what we actually did, we
So
had,
instead of staying in Kanchanaburi that night,
yeah. So what a lot of people come up from Bangkok for the day, for Anzac Day, which I don't know if I could do that, but the plan was to travel early in the morning to the cutting to
the cutting?
Hellfire Pass.
yes,
Um,
that was the original plan.
that was the original plan,
and then we changed it.
well,
Yeah.
probably days before we were due to fly out to Thailand, I was sort of doing a bit of research, and it's sort of an hour. It was an hour and 15-minute drive from Kanchanaburi's Hellfire Pass, and I was like, and
That means we got to get up at like 1 o'clock or something.
The dawn service was at 5:30 a.m.
It started at 5:30.
5:30.
But as they said, the gates open at 3.
The gates open at 3, and
So if you wait till 5,
Yeah,
you won't sit down.
the time I'd got there, when I got there, it was but the first time I went and got to Hellfire Pass, it was standing room only, and it was hot, and it's rocks, and it's not very comfortable. So I said, if we get there early enough, I reckon we might be able to get a seat. So we decided, we're going to try and get there around 3. And I said, oh, fuck, that's a 1:30 a.m. start. And I know me, I can't go to bed at 6 p.m. and have a good night's sleep, and I didn't want to be tired. So I said, maybe we could look at accommodation closer, which is what we did. Mm-hmm. So we left Kanchanaburi, left our hotel for the night, and we drove up to near the cutting, and we checked into a place called what was it? Home Futui River Kwai.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
We had to look that up before because neither of us could remember the name of the place.
Yeah, it had a weird name, but that was an experience getting there, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, punched it in the sat nav in the.
And I'm glad
Google Maps.
I am glad we did it that way, because I reckon if we drove from Kanchanaburi at 1 o'clock in the morning, it would have been.
Yeah.
Would have
been good.
No, it would have been good. So I'm glad we did that.
And it was a resort style. So
it was actually really.
Yeah, it wasn't a hotel. It was like a resort, more of a resort, but seriously, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, but a nice resort.
A nice resort. Yeah.
And we went to dinner that night, and Ada's not very good with photography. Let's just make that.
I don't have the experience.
He took this one photo. He took this one photo, and lucky, because it came up magnificent.
Check it out on on our TikTok. It's the one.
It's now I've actually taken it off him, and it's now my background screen on one of my computers I've got here.
It's if you go on our TikTok and flick through our TikToks, you'll see there's one. I think I've made like a slideshow. Have I, or is it a photo on its own? Anyway,
it's in a slideshow. Remember, I said I couldn't find it.
Yeah. So and it's the one of a mountain overlooking like a river in the foreground with a mountain in the background, and the sun setting. That was just taken with my Samsung.
Lucky shot, and it was a good one. And but anyway, that's the kind of view. So if you do go on TikTok and have a look at that, and you do find it, that was our view basically for having dinner. It was just glorious.
But getting there was funny when I think I drove past because it was.
Oh yeah, you drove past it.
I was expecting like big sign, resort and everything, but there was a sign there, but we just drove past and went, oh fuck, I think that was it. So
we did
done a U-turn, come back,
and went in.
As we pulled in, little guy like, wait, stop. So they have security at the front.
Yeah. And he had our name on the board.
Had our name and everything, so he gave him our name and everything, and he goes, yep, just drive down the road. And as we explained in our last episode, the car we had wasn't exactly.
Oh yeah, that was. I was scared of something sticking up and cutting underneath the car and making some damage or something. It was just a really rocky,
this windy, steep,
horrible
driveway to get down to the hotel. Probably from where we entered till we got there. What, a 5-minute drive?
Yeah, it was. You had to go slow.
Yeah. So we're going down these steep, narrow, curvy driveway thing. It went for ages, and then I'm going to Steve, we've got to fucking drive out of this joint. This car, I don't know if it's going to get up these hills.
And that's another funny story. So we go down there, and finally, as we just come out of one turn, so you see the whole resort sitting. Yeah. It was just like, oh, we're here.
Beautiful place. Really
so
nice.
Park the car.
Actually, I can't believe, because I think it cost us, because at the resort we shared a room, and it cost us maybe $60, was it?
Now, what did I say to you? I said, if you ever go back there, it's probably worth staying there for a couple of nights.
Yeah, because it's had a nice pool and everything.
Yeah,
really
instead
nice.
of actually staying in Kanchanaburi, staying there might be a better idea.
Yeah.
because it's got. We never got to try. They've got about 3 pools there, if I remember correctly. They were different kinds of pools. There was a spa pool, there was a big pool, and then there was another pool.
It was like I said, resort style.
It
so
was
it had
resort style.
A massage place and all that kind of stuff.
It was.
really good.
I think if next time I go, I won't even bother with Kanchanaburi. I'll go straight there.
Yeah.
Stay there for a few nights, and then come back to Kanchanaburi for the
footy. To watch the footy.
Watch the footy.
Yeah.
That was a great experience.
But I think we've missed something.
Which part did we miss?
Where did we go before we went to the hotel?
Of course, yes.
We went to
Erawan
Falls.
Waterfall.
Yeah,
yes,
Erawan Falls. Now, I'll say...
What a pain in the ass to get to.
It's our own fault. We didn't allow enough time. We sort of tried to squeeze it. We thought, we'll squeeze it in now.
Oh, but that's fine.
And if we had more time and we'd ventured further up to the other waterfalls, I reckon it would have been better.
Might have been better.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we didn't have much time. So for anyone who doesn't know, Erawan Falls has 7 waterfalls. So you start off at waterfall 1, and apparently the further you go, the better the waterfalls are, and the less people, obviously, because
did we go to waterfall 2?
We went to a number 2, waterfall 2.
Okay, yeah. Number 3, as you said, number 3 would have been better.
Well, I think there would have been less people the further you go. So if you really want to, because it was beautiful, it was really nice. It was just a fuckload of people.
Yeah. And if you go, give yourself time.
And it's not really user friendly either, is it?
Like the walk
to get in the water.
Well, we even saw someone falling on the path as we were walking. Remember that girl that fell over?
Yeah,
it's a rocky. It's not a very nice
funny
footpath, is it?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
And she fell over, and they're all like, we're just walking past.
Actually, the path there wasn't too bad. I mean,
it was
by Thai standards.
It was moist, and so
it was moist.
It was moist.
Oh, okay, I
don't know if that's the word.
The path of the girl that fell over.
The path.
Okay.
The path.
All right.
But it was a bit slippery at some spots, and so I wasn't surprised. I was actually expecting to see someone fall, to be honest.
Yeah.
But once you get there, we got our life jackets.
Yeah, you have to have a life jacket, and
there's 2 ways of getting it.
Well, I was of the impression that Thai nationals just have to hand over their license as a deposit, but Phalangs or foreigners have to pay 20 baht for rent it for 20 baht,
which I prefer because I'd hate to give my license over to somebody.
Yeah. But
so we did that. Got in the water.
Underwhelming, but like I said, we didn't give ourselves enough time to
maybe go up higher,
fully immerse ourselves into the experience. So probably our own fault. If for some reason I find my way in that part of the world and I've got a whole day to spare, I'd probably go back and do that.
Yeah.
I'd probably go back and spend a whole day there, or a good half day anyway. We only had a couple of hours because by the time we got there, they go, that closes at 4, and we're like, fuck. By the time we park and.
Didn't it rain when we were there that day?
Oh, it's just a little bit, not heavy rain. Wasn't heavy rain.
It was
on the way up. It did. Yes, on the way up it did. Remember?
Yeah, because somebody
you missed a turn off.
Someone didn't pay attention to.
I was paying attention.
You were paying attention.
Google Maps deceived me.
I said to you.
So
I said, I think this is it here. No way, it's not that. And we just kept going. So once we decided to keep going, you keep going.
So I missed the turn off. Google. Sometimes it's hard to judge a turn off on Google Maps. Like it looks closer on Google Maps, or on Google Maps it looked further, but the turn was right near me. But it looked further on Google Maps, and I'm going, it's a bit further up, Steve-O. And then as we've passed, I've noticed my Google Maps change. It went from 3 minutes to the falls to 35 minutes, because once you miss that turn off, you start heading up a big mountain.
And there's no turn offs.
And there's no other way to turn off.
It's a road that goes up this hill. I don't know what for, maybe to fall off. I don't know where else you're going to go, but
to get to the other side.
Just to go up.
So
anyway,
we go for 5-10 minutes.
And then I said to Ada, we've got to do a Yui somewhere. And he goes, yeah, we're going to have to do it. And he goes, I don't know where to do it, because it wasn't tight.
Sorry.
It wasn't easy.
A U-turn.
Yeah. What did I say?
A Yui. Okay. Anyone that's not from Australia understand what a Yui is.
A Yui is a U-turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so...
Which was a 3-point turn anyway.
Yeah. And because the road was narrow, and it's not like it was a busy road, but... If you're going to do a U-turn, there's so many bends, you just don't know where to do it to know that a car's not going to come around the corner.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a busy road, but you just weren't sure. So we had to find, and the reason why we did drive a little bit further up is just to find this one spot where it was straight enough that we could stop it on the side of the road, judge when the cars are coming, and then do a U-turn.
Yeah.
So
it was so that was a bit hairy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I was like, fuck, are there any cars coming? And then we found one spot that we were thinking of doing it, and then the car behind us pulled over and did it. I said, I don't know if this is going to be safe. I don't know.
No, they broke down.
No. There was a car behind us. Remember, they missed a turn as well.
Right.
And we were going to pull over, and then the car behind us pulls in, and I'm like, I don't want two cars. God knows this is too dangerous. So then we went further up, and then there were two cars broken down.
Yeah. Well, one was broken down, the other was trying to help him out.
So that's where we turned around.
That's where we turned around.
Because that was a bit of a stretch of road. Anyway. So
then we went to Erewhon Falls and had our experience there, and we sat in the water with our life jackets on, and the fish were biting on our toes.
If you stay still long enough, you'll feel the fish biting your toes.
Biting on your skin and stuff.
And there were fish, look, probably, I'd say a good...
I think
300 mil?
40 centimetres.
Oh, okay, 40 centimetres. You're going to go that big?
There was a few long
big.
ones.
They were really big.
They were good sized fish.
They literally just swim past your face.
Yeah.
Like they don't care.
They're obviously used to it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
There was a few people with their mobile phones, which I would never have tried
in the water,
videotaping themselves.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It was so dangerous. You could have easily knocked your foot on something, and panicked that you're going to hurt yourself and drop your phone. I don't know what people were thinking, but there was that
lady,
Thai lady, and she mentioned that
she was like FaceTiming someone, and she was speaking Thai, and I was next to her. And then I heard her, falang. And then did she turn the camera my way?
Yes.
And so she's turned the camera my way to show her friend that there was a big
falang guy there
in the water.
That was funny.
And I was like, hello.
So that was. But look, it was
again the epitome of Thai people. They're just
I know.
They're just so friendly, so lovely. I love them.
So then we got out. You almost killed yourself jumping in.
Yes,
because you didn't realise how. Because you're taller than. Yes, I know, and they were shorter than you,
and they were a bit lighter too. But so they've found this place. I followed this young couple, and they've stepped down and they've jumped in. I've gone, I'll do the same. Jumped in. There was a fucking rock under the water.
Yeah, and you didn't. Yeah.
Lucky I didn't dive, or you did
knock it. What'd you have? Was it your knee, your foot?
No,
how did you hit it?
Because as I've jumped in, I've sort of put my legs to the side.
Yeah.
And my thigh, my left side of my thigh, my hip sort of hit it. Oh, fuck, that hurt.
So that's a pretty high rock. Yeah. So then when I saw him go, I'm going, well, I'm not going to jump in. So I just slowly went in.
Yeah.
And I still felt that rock that you hit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it stung a little bit.
Yeah. So we went under the waterfall. We went under the waterfall. So the water was now falling. Yeah. We went back out in the middle, and that's when the fish was starting to bite on us.
But just so many people. And we actually, to be fair, we had... because we had our gear on us, we had cash, and was just hanging on a tree.
Yeah, we didn't stay in long.
Because to get out would have been like if someone decided to take our stuff. By the time we fucking got out and rolled over those rocks and barefoot, and they would have been back in back in Bangkok.
Yeah.
By the time we got out, so we said let's head off.
We'll go back again one day.
We didn't really plan that well, but I recommend it. If if you got a good half day or so, I recommend a day out there. It's nice. It was good. Waterfalls are nice.
So then we went back to the car. You had to buy a towel, by the way. Remember?
I bought a towel. Yep.
I took one with me from the hotel.
Yeah, I didn't. So if you
and you told me to. You said bring a towel with you.
I forgot.
Yeah, and you forgot.
Yeah.
So you bought a pink one or a purple one or something.
Yeah, it's pretty purple.
Yep. And then
lavender.
Lavender. Sorry, lavender. Let's get it right. And then we were going back, and I went to go into the wrong car.
Did you? Oh,
remember?
That's right. Yeah.
And you're going, it's up there. I go, where's the car? And he's going, so my sense of direction is not that great.
Oh, that's one thing I learned about Steve on this trip. His sense of direction is fucking terrible.
It's terrible.
That's really bad.
So we went back to the hotel.
Yep.
We went in, checked in the hotel. We didn't really do much. We just ate dinner, went back to our room, and pretty much went to bed because we've got to get up early the next morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we might leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. I think
we'll talk about the actual Anzac Day experience on the next episode.
Recording. We basically we had dinner. Dinner was nice.
Yeah, that's where you took that photo. Had a few beers,
beautiful views, and we turned in early because we were up at
2:30. We got up at 2.
2 the next morning. 2 a.m.
We actually, if I remember correctly, we actually arrived at the location. It was about 10 past 3.
Yeah, just after 3.
After 3. Yeah. So, but we will talk about that drive next time. Or you want to mention
the
it
drive
now?
out of the hotel? Yeah, no, we'll discuss that in the morning.
Next time.
In the morning? Yeah. In the morning.
Next morning we'll do this recording.
Yeah.
So anyways, there you go, guys. So so more to talk about, more to describe about the journey that we had. So we're getting closer to the Pattaya part of the story.
Yes.
So, but the Anzac Day one, I'd like to leave that to the next episode. It's
Yep.
I want to give it a bit more airtime.
Yeah, fair enough. So again, if you've got any stories, anecdotes, opinions, information, anything, drop us a line at pattiodownunder.com.au. No,
It's not Pattaya down under at gmail.com.
Sorry. Yeah.
When we do get a web page, it will be that.
Yeah, it will be.
If we ever do.
Yeah. Stay tuned, guys, next week. And we'll tell you all about our Anzac Day experience.
And don't forget,
love is just a bar stool away.
good on you guys. We'll see you next
later.
time.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.